Most dating advice out there, including most advice I share, revolves around the idea of becoming a better communicator, so improving quote unquote your game, and becoming a more attractive man, looks wise, personality wise, identity wise, lifestyle wise. And these two are, of course, in my opinion, the two most important things that we can do. But there are two levers that we can pull that are not being addressed at all. I barely see anybody talk about them, that can completely transform your dating life and that are actually relatively easy to implement. So in this video, I'm going to talk about these. I'm going to tell you how you can implement this and why it works. And that's the concept of increasing your options while reducing your competition. If we look at dating a little bit like business, then the ideal business you want to have is a business that is in a market with a lot of customers and very little competition. So a lot of people that want your product and very little or nobody else that is supplying the same or an equally as good product as yours. That is essentially what Apple has been doing for a long time. That is what many other very successful companies have been doing. They are a company that is just a company of one. There's no real competition. That is why they're so successful. In dating, I want to give you two different scenarios to illustrate this example. I actually had the idea to make this video because I saw a girl, a female dating coach, talk about this concept, and I liked the idea, but she completely misunderstood the implications. Basically, she said, if you are a muscular, good-looking dude, don't come to San Francisco where all of the nerds are, because that's the city where women go to find nerds. If you're a nerd, come to San Francisco. And the idea makes sense. Go to where your potential target audience is. But if you go somewhere where there's a lot of competition, it's not going to make it easy. If, on the other hand, you can find a place where there's very little competition, and I don't really like talking about this whole dating thing as, oh, finding target market and then finding competition. I just want to use this as an analogy. So if you're a white guy and let's say you live in a European city, in my case, if I live in Munich, yes, because of how much I worked on myself, my attractiveness level, and my game, quote unquote game, my communication skills, can I make something work in Munich? Can I get a girlfriend in Munich? Can I meet girls in Munich? Yeah, of course, but is it going to be a lot harder than when I go to a place where there is just a lot less competition? So for example, I go to Latin America, or I go to Asia, or I go maybe even to Russia. If you go to these places, what you'll notice is that there are a lot of women that are equally interested in you as the women would be interested in your hometown, but there is just no competition. Maybe they're even more interested in you. Now, of course, if you're, for example, not into Asian women, then does it make sense to go to Asia? No. If you are into Latinas, to give you a better example, why would you even be in Europe? There's barely any Latinas, and you're going to be fighting for these few Latinas with every other guy out there. So why not figure out a way to structure your life so that you can actually move to Latin America, where you're surrounded by Latinas, so your options massively increase. At the same time, your competition massively decreases. And if you can then top that up with being an attractive guy that can also talk, is interesting, has quote unquote what people consider game, so you can hold a conversation, you can make things happen, then you're going to have your dream dating life. So think about it. What would be your dream dating scenario? What would it look like? Now, of course, if your dream dating life is just living in your hometown with just one girl, you can most likely make that happen at home. No need to move away. But if you're one of the many men today that dream of having this life of the bachelor who's just in some city and has a bunch of girls around him, then why not go to a place where you have these options? And unfortunately, most men don't want to make this move because they're scared that it's going to be looked at weird, but who cares? It's your life. Figure out what you want, go to these places, live the life that you want to live, and find a way to make it as easy as possible on yourself. If you were Apple, you would not try to create this product and then just sell it in, I don't know, India, where people have no money, right? You create this product and then you try to sell it to the people that want it and can afford it, i.e. the Europeans and the Americans. That's where you would go. Think of it in a bit of a smarter way. Think of it as if you're Steve Jobs. How would he look at it? How would he go about dating? Where would he go if he was analyzing you and restructuring your approach to dating with his business mindset? And with that, bit of a different video, I have to say, but I just thought I'd get this out because I believe that these two elements, increasing your options and reducing your competition, can drastically transform your dating life in an instant. Literally, you just move to this different place. Done. Life transformed. Now, of course, don't neglect working on yourself. Don't neglect becoming the man you could be, improving the strength and power of your identity, improving your confidence, increasing your level of communication and charisma. Do all of this, implement all of this, and your life will become the life that right now maybe you can barely imagine living. If you want to work with me, there's a link to my calendar down below. Let's book a call. Let's see how we can get you there. And that said, I'll see you in one of my next videos.